right, so as you can see, I'm on a very different category of bike now. This is where we're going to get into road bikes. First, the elephant in the room, the huge change that's going on up front here. These bikes are oriented for speed, efficiency, so they'll be really lightweight, really aerodynamic, and really performance-based. So the first thing we're going to talk about is the handlebars. With hybrids and mountain bikes, you'll see the more traditional, what's called a flat bar setup. This one is known as a drop bar or a ram's head. So the thing that's different about drop bar bikes is they tend to put you in a position where your torso is almost closer to parallel with the ground. You'll notice with hybrid bikes, I started up here, mountain I was about here. Now with road bikes, I'm really leaned over. And that's gonna be for aerodynamic purposes. I also can get into what's called the drops and actually get myself closer to parallel with the ground. So between this, having some higher gearing and especially a narrower tire, everything about this bike is built for efficiency. So the main use case of these bikes is people who go on group rides and they're aiming to go 20, 30, 40, or even 50 miles plus. Typically, they're looking at something that's not their first bicycle purchase. It's a little bit rare for us to have somebody who comes in and they're looking to buy one of these as their first bike. Usually this is the person who has tooled around on a hybrid and now they're getting ready to get a little bit deeper into the sport. So one thing I will mention with the tires specifically, you often won't see these frames be accommodating for a wider tire. So these don't really have the versatility to go on anywhere other than pavement. With this thin tire is gonna come a really high pressure tube. These will be blown up all the way from 90 to maybe even up to 110 or 120 pounds. And again, that's just that everything about these bikes is oriented towards how do we get less friction, how do we get it less aerodynamic drag, and also less weight. Without getting into too many technicalities, we can talk about the differences of frame materials as well. This one here happens to be an aluminum frame, which is by and large mostly what we see in our road bike category in the shop. But every once in a while, we will see a higher end carbon fiber frame. And these are gonna be a little bit more the unicorns in our shop, where we might see one or two in our inventory at any given time. I should mention that road bikes are our slowest turning category. Just by nature of our shop, catering more to the new cyclist, we get a little bit less of the clientele that are looking for this kind of performance. However, we do consistently keep at least a handful of these in stock.